It's intense.
It's a good movie. All three of them are art. That is art. You got one, Maria?
I do.
Valuable
This
life
is the
lessons.
first time that you ask me, and I actually know what I want.
And that you're ready?
Yeah. So, my valuable life lesson, what I've learned today and what I wanted to speak on is I feel like, we have a voice and we need to speak for the people that can't.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that's why I'm here today. Why I called Rod and I was like, hey, you know what? I feel very called to do this at this time. I'm not saying like I can't wait for it to come out, and people hear what I had to say, whether it was a little bit or a lot. But it's even last night, somebody asked me at the gym, like, oh, so what's the podcast going to be about? And I was like, immigration. I want to talk about immigration, and it's hard, like my daughter said, but I don't mean it in a racist way. There was people, white people right next to me, and I'm like, what if they're Trump supporters and they hear me talk about that and they're gonna like beat me up because I said I'm gonna talk about immigration on the podcast. And it scares me. It scares me for my business, like how I feel about it. But and I'm not doing it like to change people's mind, because people's mind are already made up,
Oh, yeah.
But I want them to hear me. I want them to know, like, I am passionate about this. Like, I don't speak to my parents, but I owe my parents for the rest of my life that they came here to the United States and they brought me for a better life. When, growing up, I came here when I was 9 years old. I was a child. I didn't know a lot of what was going on. I didn't know why we were escaping Mexico. 3 years ago, I was sitting watching Netflix, and I turned on, this great new series that had, people had been talking about for years, Narcos. And the first thing, like the first, the first episode, you turn it on and, they're running because there's smoke and then the helicopters, and it was flashbacks. I had never thought about that since I lived in Mexico. And I remember, my grandma and my mom, like, go inside, run inside, and we can't come out for 3 days. Because if you went outside, there was all this smoke. And the helicopters, you could hear them, you could see them through the windows.
Yeah.
There was pot plants, all fields of pot plants around our town.
Sure. And
so the government would come and burn all those pot plants. And this was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that that's what we were running away from.
Right.
And now knowing, like, that was a flashback, like, wow, this is what my parents protected me from. There's no jobs over there unless you're running the cartel, unless you're running around with the cartel. So my parents wanted to give us a humble life, a honest life. And so we came here and we have been. We've done a good job. Like, I feel like me and all my siblings, like, we're good people.
Yeah.
And people respect us around here. And they don't know that. They don't know that we were illegal. They don't know that the only reason that I'm a resident now, I'm not even a citizen yet. I still have 3 more years to go to become a citizen.
Sure.
And after $20,000 of me paying for me to become a resident, the only reason I am a resident is because I married a U.S. citizen and he beat the shit out of me. That is the only reason. And it took me over 10 years to be where I'm at right now.
Right.
It's not because, I went to the immigration office and said, hey, I want to apply. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, like, negative. You cannot do that. You have to have somebody apply for you. And I just got lucky. I want to say lucky, but really it's not lucky to get beat up by your husband.
No. No.
But that's the reason I am in the position I am at.
Yeah.
And I can't say that for everybody else here that's lived here and that only knows here. Like my other 2 brothers. They've lived here their whole life. One of them came here when he was 7, the other 2 years old. They don't know nothing about Mexico. They don't remember. The 2-year-old doesn't remember Mexico. Like, he has no idea. We don't have family over there anymore. We don't own anything over there. Like, this is our safe place.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart. People, like, well, just go back to Mexico. Go back to where you came from. I don't know that place anymore. I don't have anything there. And this is my home.
Yeah.
I was 9 years old. I've been here for 25 years.
And you're adding too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
especially people like your brother who,
Yeah.
like you said, they were 2. Like, they may as well have been born here. They don't
Yeah.
know anything about that. Like,
Yeah.
if they were brought here and they weren't told where they were from, like, would they even
Exactly.
know?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah. And I always knew, that I had to have this fear because I was the older one and because I'm a girl too and I pay attention a little bit more than my brothers. So I knew that there was something different that, that I was different than my other classmates. A lot of them didn't talk about it because they weren't allowed to. I've always been the person that talks about things. So you can't keep me shut, like my mouth shut. So it's, I would, I thought that people would be more sensitive and more open to things because I am open to things, that I'm more sympathetic so that they would be sympathetic. I remember being at work and, back in 2010, I believe. And this is when Obama got elected, and fuck Obama and this and that. And I'm like, no, but he's helping my people. He's helping me. And I thought, oh, you like me at work. I'm your coworker. You like me. So if I tell you that I'm illegal, that I'm one of those people he's trying to help, you're going to be okay with him now. But it wasn't like that. No. They had their mind already, set on, like...
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. And that's my valuable life lesson,
Hell yeah.
Speak for the
Awesome.
people that...
no, that's
They
another.
can't
We should
speak
have a
for
whole
themselves.
podcast
Yeah.
just on that.
That's great, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
And
That's-
informative,
It's a good story. I'm glad. Thank
Yeah,
you
and
for
I'm-
telling
I'm
it.
it's a whole
adding-
angle people aren't
Maria's
considering
full
right
of good
now.
stories.
Like, I'm adding to the United States. I'm not
Yeah.
taking away.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
taking nobody's job.
You're making jobs
I'm giving people
across the
jobs.
street.
Exactly.
I want my kids to do good. I teach them good values, integrity, just as my parents taught me, and
Yeah.
and I just want to live a good life, a good, simple, humble life. And I feel like the people that are here, I can't speak for everybody because we can't speak for everybody. Not all white people are the same. Not all black people are the same. And not all Mexicans are the same. So we can't speak for everybody. Some of them might be coming here and they're running away from drugs, and maybe they're into drugs, or they're just getting away because they
Assholes
were
come in all shades. Trust
Exactly.
me.
Exactly.
Exactly. So we can't speak for everybody.
Yeah.
And the people out there, that are speaking for others, it's because they are able to speak for others. Not the people that are getting targeted right now, they can't speak for themselves.
Exactly.
So we got to
Yeah.
do it for them.
Yeah.
And I feel bad that it's taken me this long to do that because because of the person I am, and people respect me, and I feel horrible. I've been scared myself to speak for others, but I'm glad I'm doing it now.
Hell
Yeah.
I'm
We
glad
got
you're
your back,
back.
I don't know.
too.
That's all completely valid.
I'm glad
like,
too. When you called me, dude, I was excited. I was like, hell yeah.
yeah, yeah. When I heard that too, I was like, yeah, Maria.